Welcome to the Explainer. We're jumping right into a universal digital nightmare today. You know the feeling, right? You're right in the middle of a busy day, or maybe you're finally sitting down to install that massive new game or a crucial Windows update, and bam, you get hit with that dreaded red bar in File Explorer, the infamous not enough space error on your C drive. It's incredibly frustrating. But hey, today, we're gonna fix that.
Look at this number for a second, 30 gigs. Just to put that into perspective, Avram Pilch, an editor over at Tom's Hardware, was recently completely blocked from installing a Windows 11 update. Why? Because his aging 5-year-old 500-gigabyte boot drive had dwindled down to a paltry 30 gigabytes of free space. When you hit that kind of wall, your computer essentially just throws its hands up in defeat.
So that brings us to the big question for this explainer. Where did all your storage actually go? We're going to treat this like a quest to reclaim those lost gigabytes. I really want you to think about what's eating up your drive right now. Are we talking massive video files, leftover Windows updates, or maybe it's a mountain of hidden temporary files you didn't even know existed? Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The low storage crisis. 2. Quick and easy wins. 3. Hunting down huge files. 4. Advanced space-saving tactics. And 5. The hardware solution. Let's dive in.
Section 1. The low storage crisis, understanding your drive's breaking point.
So your storage is usually hiding out in 3 main spots: installed apps, temporary files, and system or reserve files. Now, when your drive gets too full, it actually has to scramble. It starts rewriting partially filled data blocks just to save a tiny file, which makes your entire system lag like crazy. As a general rule of thumb, you absolutely must keep 10 to 20% of your drive completely free. Your operating system literally needs that room to breathe and create swap files.
Section 2. Quick and easy wins. Safe methods to grab immediate space.
Okay, let's hit a super simple technique first. When your system runs programs, it creates temporary files to store data, but it often completely forgets to delete them when you close the app. To fix this, just hit the Windows key plus R to open the run box. Type in a %sign, the word temp, and another %sign, then hit OK. A folder is going to pop up. Just select everything in there and hit Shift plus Delete to totally bypass the recycle bin. If Windows pops up saying a file is currently in use, no big deal. Just check the box for Do this for all current items and hit Skip. Totally safe.
Now, sometimes the easiest fixes are the ones we just, forget about. Empty your recycle bin. Seriously, when you delete files normally, they don't actually leave your PC. Windows allocates around 5% of your total disk quota right to the recycle bin. So if you're rocking a large drive, you could literally have 35 gigs of deleted files just sitting there, hoarding space. Empty it out.
Of course, if you don't want to do this manually every week, automation is your best friend. In Windows 11, head into Settings, then System, then Storage, and toggle Storage Sense to On. This is great because it automates your day-to-day cleanup. You can actually set it up to automatically empty your recycle bin or clear out your downloads folder if files have just been sitting there untouched for 30 days. It works quietly in the background.
Real quick, before we move on, I want to clear up a massive misconception: defragmentation. Look, if you have an old-school, traditional, spinning hard drive, defragging is crucial for speed. But if your boot drive is a modern solid-state drive, an SSD, do not bother. Actually, skip it entirely. It yields 0 performance benefits for SSDs and literally just adds unnecessary wear and tear.
Section 3. Hunting down huge files. Targeting massive hidden data chunks.
Okay, here's a brilliant, relatively unknown trick built right into File Explorer. Open it up, go to this PC, click the search box and type exactly this: size, gigantic, with a capital G. This instantly searches your entire drive for single files over 4 gigabytes. Using this exact trick, Avram from Tom's Hardware found and deleted 23 gigabytes of old Virgin machine disks he'd completely forgotten about. You can also swap it to size, huge to find stuff between 1 and 4 gigs.
If the built-in Windows tools aren't cutting it, the community highly recommends these third-party mappers. WinDearStat is a longtime favorite. It creates this great visual block map of your drive, though it can be a bit slow. If you want speed, WizTree is a lightning-fast alternative. Then there are specialized cache cleaners. One YouTube software developer used a tool called PCNP Assistant and cleared a massive 38 gigabyte cache file that was left behind by just one updated video game. Insane, right?
All right, Section 4, Advanced Space-Saving Tactics. We're looking at high-yield, higher-risk Windows tweaks, so proceed with caution here. Let's rapid fire through these riskier options. Disabling system protection can save you around 10 gigs, but it completely removes your system restore points, meaning no safety net if your PC crashes. Deleting your recovery partition via the command prompt reclaims space, but removes your ability to do a factory reset without an external USB. You could also enable Compact OS through the command prompt to compress core system files. That usually saves a few gigs without tanking performance too much.
But the ultimate trade-off in this category is disabling hibernation. See, when your PC hibernates, it takes everything in your active RAM and saves it directly to your hard drive so it can fully power down. If you open command prompt as an admin and type powercfg/h off, you kill this feature. The upside, you instantly get back gigabytes of space exactly equal to your RAM capacity. 16 gigs of RAM, boom, 16 gigs of storage back. The downside is you sacrifice those battery-saving deep sleep states.
And finally, Section 5. The hardware solution, the ultimate fix for low storage.
I have to share this blunt, highly practical quote from Reddit user TommyVCT because it perfectly grounds this whole explainer. On a thread about struggling with a tiny C drive, he just wrote, SSDs are cheap AF nowadays. Get a 1 terabyte SSD for $50 and reinstall Windows. It's incredibly direct, but honestly, it's so validating if you're frustrated. Storage is cheaper than ever, and micromanaging a tiny drive is just a massive drain on your time.
The absolute best part? You don't even have to lose your data or reinstall your programs. The Reddit community's favorite fix is just 3 steps. 1. Buy that affordable, larger SSD. 2. Get a cheap external drive enclosure, plug the new drive in via USB, and use cloning software to perfectly copy your existing C drive over to it. 3. Open up your machine and swap the drives internally. You boot up, everything is exactly where you left it, except now you have hundreds of gigabytes of free space. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer. We've covered a lot, from those quick temp file deletions all the way to disabling hibernation. They're powerful tools for sure, but they have their limits. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you going to keep spending your valuable time fighting for a few megabytes every single week? Or is it finally time to make the hardware jump and give your PC the breathing room it deserves? The choice is yours. Keep optimizing, and we'll catch you next time.